What's up, world? Welcome back to another edition of the VSOP Lounge. I thank you guys for joining me. And before we get started, I'd like to thank you guys for the feedback at talktogml@gmail.com. That's talktogml@gmail.com. I'd like to thank you guys for the feedback in our community text. That's 617-752-8150. I thank you guys so much for the feedback. It's been phenomenal to know that we've been able to help some people. We've been able to transform and open some minds to get more critical thinking men and to create that G7 man. Tonight, we're going to continue down the rabbit hole. Actually, tonight is the final stop on the G7 series. And before we get started, I will introduce once again the drink of the evening, brought to you in this 14.5 ounce highball glass, available on shopgrownmanlogicpod.com. shopgrownmanlogicpod.com. I thank you for your support. Those of you guys who are buying merch, those of you who buy badges on our Instagram Live, those of you who have donated thus far to our both food and toy drives that are going on. You got to hit us up and let us know. But we are drinking ranch water. Ranch water is our drink of the evening. Ranch water. Tonight, on the final leg of the G7 series, we're going to talk about what I believe is actually the most important G of them all. Because no, let me backtrack. They're all equally important. But this one acts as like a foundation to build it upon. The foundation to build upon. I kind of worked this series backwards, where I talked about being genuine first, where genuine should have been somewhere in the middle if we were going to construct a house. But nonetheless, this one, we're going to talk about being grateful. We're going to talk about being grateful. Now, when you hear grateful, you're thinking, thankful for the life I have. I'm thankful for yes, all of that's included. It is. But ultimately, you want to be grateful for not only your life and the things that you have the opportunity to not only possess and do, and the opportunities that come in your way, but I'm talking about the little things. So often you hear people talk about, it's all about the little things. The little things matter. It's all about the little things, and the little things lead to something bigger. And several cliches have been formulated and quoted, and I'm not going to beat a dead horse with that. But tonight we're going to dig into being grateful, and we're going to talk about some of the benefits to being grateful, and why a G7 man has to be grateful. Why a G7 man has to be grateful. He has to be. And let's start it off like we always do, with the definition. Feeling or showing an appreciation of kindness, thankful. Feeling or showing an appreciation of kindness, thankful. Now, you'll notice people that are on a world stage, politicians, athletes, world leaders, power players, always show gratitude, regardless if they mean it or not. They show gratitude. Now, there's something important there. Now, some of these guys are genuine, some of them aren't. That's just the nature of the beast. But the act is there. And here's why. Because when you show gratitude, you open up the door. You open up the door to get people to want to be around you. And even if your exchange from there on in doesn't go well, at least for those few seconds, your first impression was that of a grateful person. And being grateful gets you in the door to further conversation. So you may be holding the door for the CEO of the company that you're going to interview for, or he may hold the door for you. But to turn around and say, hey, thank you. Notice I said thank you, not thanks. You don't want to short term this, because impressions are everything. Impressions are everything when it comes to being a G7 man, because ultimately you're asking for opportunity. What do you do once you get the opportunity? Are you going to squander it because you were disingenuous? No, I think not. So grateful people, you'll notice these people, they always have a smile on their face. They're shaking hands, they're thanking people for providing the service. Inside of the professional wrestling industry, when I walk into a venue for a show, whether I'm the first match on the card or whether I'm the main event, I always thank and shake hands with everyone in the building, from the guy that's taking out the trash, to the camera guy, to the commentator, to the referee, to the people who line up at my merchandise table. Thank you guys. To the people that's lined up at my merchandise table to buy the merchandise. And I always stay and I sign everything and I shake every hand. And this is not, for me, it's not an act. It's realizing that the level of success that I've achieved, I didn't get there by myself. There are no actors if people aren't going to see the movies. Athletes don't make millions of dollars if no one buys the merchandise or buys tickets to see the franchise. Politicians don't get elected without the votes of the people. So it's important to not get above yourself and rise above your station and talk about, and talk about that you're better than anybody. Because money doesn't make you. The measure of success you've achieved does not make you as a person. And what we need to do is we need to ingrain gratefulness into our fabric of who we are and what we're doing. Make it a part of your character. It's important to have that as a characteristic, because it's one thing to have that as a reputation. It's a real good guy. He's a real good person. Always polite on his manners, on his P's and Q's, but that's your reputation. And John Wooten, coach of the UCLA Bruins, said that be concerned with your character instead of your reputation, because character is who you are as a person, and reputation is what other people think that you are. So we really have to get this ingrained inside, because it keeps us humble. It keeps us grounded. There are 7 things that have been scientifically proven to enhance your life and the quality of your life, just by being grateful, by having that woven into the fabric of who you are. I briefly touched on this point earlier when I said it opened doors to more relationships. That's a fact. The more grateful and the gratitude that you express, and I'm not talking about going to be a kiss ass. I'm not talking about getting on your knees in front of another man. That's not what I'm talking about. But a simple thank you. When you're opening and closing interviews, thank you for your time, sir. Thank you for your time, ma'am. If someone holds the door, just, hey, thank you. A nice gesture. Someone gives you a compliment. Thank you. And return the compliment. because this makes people want to be around you more. They're like, hey, this is a pleasant person. This is a happy person. Because grateful people tend to be more cheerful than any other person, than any other people in life. Because they're given more positive emotions, especially in social situations. Being grateful improves your physical health. And when you wake up in the morning, oh, I'm not a morning person, DeJuan. I don't want to hear about. Okay, fine, cool, get it, check. But when your alarm clock goes off, what mentality do you have? Do you have the, oh, now I got to get up and brush my teeth. Now I got to go to work. Or is it, I get to go to work. Oh my God, I woke up. I'm in good health. All my limbs are attached. I wasn't killed in my sleep. Nobody broke into my home. No, my family is safe. So now your day starts off with a jolt. But grateful people tend to work out more. They're 2 to 3 times more likely to be in better shape than people that are not grateful, because they take a sense of pride in their health and in their image, because they don't want to let anybody down. They have a disposition of hey, these people are counting on me. I'm not going to let them down, because my actions in leading and being the person that they think that I am is my repayment to them, is my debt to them. It obviously improves your psychological health because it reduces aggression. It enhances empathy and reduces aggression. And this is one of the most beautiful things that being grateful does. Let me stop and pause in the psychological health and issue you your challenge right here. When you go to sleep at night, right before you go to sleep, as you're getting ready for bed, I challenge you for the next 15 days to write down 10 things that you're grateful for about your day or about your life. And these things, they should not repeat. They shouldn't repeat. They should be different every day. And I challenge you to also find something different. So write those down and watch the quality of your sleep improve, which then in turn puts you in better psychological health. Because if you're grateful, you're not in a place in your life where you're comparing yourself to others. You want to see them win genuinely. The psychological effect by reducing aggression, giving you better sleep, which then feeds back into your physical health. Are you starting to see the pattern? Once gratefulness is woven into your fabric, your being, the fiber of your being, once that is in there, everything comes full circle. Because you're in a better headspace, now you can be more genuine. And because you're more genuine, you can be more generous. And because you're generous, you don't have a problem being a giver. And because you're a giver, you don't have a problem being good. The G7 man, this is what we're talking about. So, and because you have better sleep, you're in better physical health. You don't have really any aggression. You're not regarding anybody as competition, really. You're not regarding anybody as competition. Everyone can eat. There's a place for you. Instead of having to do something and things being chores, they're opportunities. They're opportunities to streamline a process. You got to go cut the grass. Hey, I get to make my wife's lawn look nice. I got to pick the kids up from ballet. Hey, my daughter's learning a new skill. Oh, you got football practice again. Oh, you're being social. You're making friends. You're becoming harder as a man or a woman now, but And that in itself, it feeds itself. See, being grateful is like a hamster on a wheel, or it's like a clock. The gears on the end turn. They work hard, all for the greater good. Some watches tick, some don't. Some have a little bird that pops out, some have a pendulum. That's representative of us. We're all built different. We're all built differently, but with the same goal. We all want to achieve a measure of success. We all want to be able to provide for our families, provide for our loved ones, be the person that's looked up to, be a role model, be an example to those people in our community, those people that look like us. And this goes whether you're black, brown, white, yellow, whatever. Because becoming a G7 man is going to come with a certain level of responsibility, because you stand out now. You stand out now. You're walking with a different level of confidence because your self-esteem is increased, because you're getting better sleep. You're in better physical health. You have the right relationships. You're starting to leverage your network. You know how to get things done. And with that being said, like you become mentally stronger. Overall, you're more resilient. You can bounce back from things because you're in a place mentally where you can handle it. You're grateful. I guess right here is the point where you can insert the whole light bulb thing where, if Thomas Edison failed, 100 times, yeah, he just learned 99 ways not to make it. But that's a grateful person's mentality. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. You have to be in a weird place, not a weird place, but you have to be in the best place, that a place that most people aren't, to be able to be grateful about everything that happens in your life. You see the memes. I don't take any losses. They're either blessings or lessons. That's a fact. That's a fact. They're either blessings or lessons. But this is the mentality of a grateful person, a person that's achieved a measure of success, and a person who has experienced what a lot of people would consider failure. Years upon years of work. Years upon years of work to what end? But when you see them now, they're to be admired. They're a piece of beauty. They're a thing of beauty. They're goals for somebody else. Hashtag goals. Hashtag I'd like to be like that. Hashtag you name it. You put it up there. But again, being grateful does these things. Opens doors to more relationships, improves physical health, improves mental health, reduces aggression, better sleep, increases self-esteem, and all of that makes you mentally stronger. This is a cornerstone. This is a cornerstone of the house of the G7 man. Being grateful. Because no matter how far you go, how far you rise up in life, in stature, in success, in tax bracket, in body count, if that's whatever your goal is, you cannot forget where you came from. You have to remain humble, and gratefulness. Expressing gratefulness on a daily basis and being in a habit of expressing gratitude towards the opportunities and the people and the relationships in your life is a huge sandbag on a hot air balloon of humble. Can't forget it. You cannot forget it, because that's just as important as being genuine. That's just as important as being a giver. That's just as important as being goal-oriented. Grateful. Be grateful. I'm grateful for you for listening to this. I'm grateful for the successes and the struggles that go along in my life. I'm grateful for everything that happened to me that shaped me to be the person that I am now, because had that stuff not happened, I wouldn't be able to handle the amount of success that I'm achieving right now in so many avenues of my life. I'm thankful. I'm grateful, and I hope that you are too. I really do. And with that being said, that's going to conclude our G7 series. We've talked about them all 7 G's. I pray and hope that if you're watching this on YouTube, after you've hit the subscribe button, please go into Apple Music and download this in album form. If you're listening to this in Apple Music as we speak, stay tuned for the book, because the book goes in depth. Tonight, in all of these VSOP lounges, I was merely opening the conversation for these particular topics, and I hope that it began to like open your mind and expand your mind, and you went to go do some more research on your own, because you need to be able to rightly divide the word of truth for yourself. I presented the stats. Everything in here is Googleable. It's researchable. It can be repeated. It's repeatable. So we're gonna put a bow on this G7 series. Again, you can email me, talk2gml@gmail.com. You can text me 617-75-28150, 617-75-28150, and join the community, and we can discuss these things. I'm also a certified life coach, so if you have questions, the best probably way to get in contact, if you don't want to email or text, is Instagram, DeJuan O'Neal 1. And we can get into it. We can break this down, and we're gonna get you where you need to be. Be on the lookout for the book version of this, which goes into further detail than these conversations went. And yeah, man, I thank you guys for tuning in and paying attention, and for your feedback in every for every chapter of this G7 Man series. It was a lot of fun. I learned a lot about myself, and I hope that through listening to this, that you get to learn a lot about yourself as well. Once again, this has been an episode of the VSOP Lounge. Cheers, folks. Did you enjoy what you just watched? Be sure to give Grown Man Logic a listen on all streaming services, and follow us on all forms of social media. We'll see you next time.